Oh my god, we're back with another video, and I don't know how long it's been, but we're back. Who knows if I'm gonna keep uploading? Like, honestly, like, I don't fucking know. Like, we're gonna just do whatever feels right. But I found this video on like TikTok or some shit, and I was like, fuck it, fuck it. It's a little 9-minute video. So how billionaires spend their first billion. I just saw a little clip. It was like how Elon Musk spends his like billions of dollars, and it was like, it was just interesting. It's like, it's just weird, like seeing it through like not even entire different, like, what I mean? I'm just gonna play the video.
People in the world buy billion-dollar mansions, $100 million yachts, and personal fighter jets. This is how billionaires spent their first billion. As soon as Elon Musk
they spend money like it doesn't exist.
On some of the craziest cars I've ever seen. Like he bought the submarine car, the first car ever made in history.
So this is what Elon Musk bought. So this is the first car in the world. Damn, bro.
A McLaren.
This is why like engineer lives matter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, someone invented a car one day. Oh my god, like imagine that feeling, like if you invented the first car, like just knowing that you just changed the direction of the entire world. You just changed the direction of the entire world just by making a car, bro.
Car ever made in history.
Engineers should get
McLaren,
whatever the money they get, they deserve it.
Of course, he needed a place to store his cars, so we bought an entire neighborhood for $80 million.
Wait.
First car ever made in history, a McLaren, and multiple Teslas. Of course, he needed a place to store his cars.
You don't tell me he bought an entire neighborhood just so he can store his cars. Also, why does he look fucking thick?
So we bought an entire neighborhood for...
He's definitely like renting these bitches out or some shit, because there's no way he's fucking, oh, I need a place to store my fucking cars.
$80 million.
Let me go to my neighborhood. Literally his neighborhood, literally.
Which is full of crazy Beverly Hills mansions. Then he bought 5 private jets for about $300.
I thought Elon Musk was like save the world type shit. Save the world, no emissions release into the air or whatever. He bought how many jets?
Which is full of crazy Beverly Hills.
You guys seen how much like shit Kylie Jenner or some shit gets for like, or it was like Taylor Swift or someone for like using their jet to just fly to see her boyfriend or some shit? And it was saying how she uses like this, she releases the same amount of like shit into the air as like 1 million cars or some shit like that. I don't know.
Those mansions. Then he bought 5 private jets for...
What do you need 5 fucking jets for? Hey bro, you think I could borrow your jet for the week?
For about $300 million total. So he and his family can travel anywhere in luxury. And his kids cost him a bag too. Just one kid can rack up over $1 million per year. And they don't only get private jets, they get private schooling too, which is $33,000 a year. So that means over
$33,000 a year is not shit to Elon Musk. You think he gives a fuck about no $33,000 a year?
For 18 years, Elon is spending like $24 million.
His little 8-year-old ass driving that car, bro.
On just one kid. But dude has 9 kids.
And also, where is this coming from? Like, since when was Elon Musk like a reality star? Where are they getting this footage?
So he's spending a total of $216 million. Still, that ain't nothing compared to when he bought Solar City.
Like, this shit, I feel like he's just pulling this shit out of his ass. What do you mean he bought Solar City?
Even though the company was losing so much money it was about to die, Elon bought it up because the founders were his cousins. And that bailout wasn't cheap either, because it cost Elon $2.6 billion. At least Elon didn't piss anyone off with how he...
How can a solar company fail in business? Like, how do you fuck that up? I don't really get it. It's like, you just make good solar panels that generate energy, like, you should do fine. I feel like. Maybe, I don't know, I'm just
spent his
stupid.
first billion. But Zuck doesn't give a f***. He's willing to force Native Hawaiians to sell 1,400 acres of their land so he could build a $170 million mega mansion.
Damn.
How much land that is? That's like 1,000 football fields. He also...
Have you guys heard about how apparently like every billionaire in the world is buying like underground bunkers recently and shit? If you're gonna get rich one day, make it happen fast, because something's gonna happen.
Owns a couple other houses in Lake Tahoe and Palo Alto, but you might be surprised that Zuck doesn't own any private jets. He's rumored to own a $150 million yacht called Ulysses. That's so big, it literally carries another yacht on the front. Surprising.
What the? fuck, like I hate stupid rich people. Like there's like it's fine to be rich and enjoy your life, but like these motherfucking stupid rich people, like, let me get a yacht. Let me get a yacht that carries my other yacht. For what? In what situation are you gonna go, you know what, I would like to enjoy my other yacht. Can you please have the yacht release my other yacht?
Another yacht on the front. Surprisingly, Zuck spent the rest of his first billion on charity, but
wow,
he donated to his own foundation, so no one really knows how it's being used.
Is that like a tax thing? Like, can you do that? Like, don't you get like, don't they like ease up on you on taxes or some shit if you donate to charities or some shit like that?
Maybe fake donations is one of the reasons Elon wants to fight Zuck. But Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google, wants to fight Elon himself, because Elon literally ruined his life. But before that happened, Sergey bought the most expensive burger in the world, because he wanted to eat the first lab-grown burger. So 4 years of science and $300,000 later, he finally got the chance.
Why the fuck would you want to eat a lab-grown burger? That shit just, it doesn't...
And that must have fired him up, because after, he bought an entire fleet of yachts.
What the fuck? Like, why?
Three most famous yachts are Firefly, the smallest one, only worth $3 million. Butterfly, a medium-sized yacht worth about 15 mil.
That's
and Dragonfly, worth 80 million. It's big enough to have its own helicopter pad on it, but instead of a helicopter,
these are the things that like fucking make my brain, like the cogs in my brain turn. Like, who's using the helicopter? Like, when your boat's out on the water and shit, why is there a helipad on it? For what? Who's like, where are you flying out of to? Like, are you like, oh my god, we forgot to bring the drinks on the yacht, let me use the helicopter and fly to the store? Or like, what, like, what's going on in this situation?
He could take whatever the hell this thing is, because he invested $50 million into a flying car startup called Kitty Hawk. But it must not have worked very well, because eventually he shut down the company. Sergey was successful in creating the world's largest blimp though, after spending $100 million on it. But he also spent $1 billion on someone that would ruin his life.
What?
At a Christmas party, Sergey's wife was feeling a little devious. She was looking good, and Elon Musk was peeping that ass. So we talked her up and smashed her behind Sergey's back.
Who made this video, bro? Who made this video?
And when Sergey found out, he was pissed. Elon said he was sorry, but the damage was already done. Sergey wanted to divorce her, but still had to pay her $1 billion in a divorce settlement. Imagine getting cheated on and having to pay them a bill. Didn't realize Elon had that dog in him. But that's got nothing on Jeff Bezos' first billion, because right off the bat, he bought a diamond supercar, Ferrari, Bugatti.
What?
Right off the bat, he bought a diamond supercar.
What do you mean a diamond supercar? How is there a diamond supercar, but it's not the most expensive car in the world? That doesn't make sense to me.
Ferrari, Bugatti, Lambo, everything you can imagine. I mean, his total car collection is worth 20 mil alone. But he also spent 42 million on a giant clock, because I guess time is money.
What?
On top of that, he splashed 150 mil on two of the same.
Nobody ever in the world has gotten rich. I don't care who. Nobody in this world has ever been so rich to the point where they're like, oh my god, let me build like the world's most expensive clock.
A giant clock, because I guess time is money. On top of that, he splashed 150 mil on two of the same private jets, but not before he spent 463 million on mansions in Miami, Beverly Hills, Seattle, DC, and Hawaii. But his biggest purchase has to be his $500 million sailboat that's over 400 feet tall.
Why is it a sailboat though?
Making it the largest in the world. It's got a nightclub, pools, jacuzzis, and its own submarine. But Steve Ballmer, the former CEO of Microsoft, balled out way harder. Instead of spending billions on a divorce like most billionaires, he wanted to buy into his favorite sport. Steve loves Los Angeles and the NBA, so he decided to buy the LA Clippers for $2 billion. He regularly travels from his mansion in Seattle to Los Angeles on his private jet just to watch his team play. Still, Mukesh
That's some
Ambani
average
has
rich
got to be
shit.
the biggest baller I've ever seen, because he bought the most expensive house in the entire world. This giant Mumbai skyscraper
I feel like I've
has
heard of this.
27 floors, and the first 6 are just to hold over 150 of his supercars. It's also got a snow room, a movie theater, hella swimming pools, and 3 floors of gardens. I mean, this house is so big, they need 600 servants just to maintain the place. So this entire high-rise cost them $2 billion.
Why'd you have to call them servants though? Like I feel like there's a lot of names you could have given that position, but you called them servants.
At least Ambani's using his wealth right, because Michael Bloomberg basically threw away his $1 billion. You probably didn't know Bloomberg ran for president in 2019 and spent $1 billion on ads, more than the entire Democratic Party combined, in only 3 months. And during his first debate, he got roasted so bad by everyone that he quit.
I'd like to talk about who we're running against. A billionaire who calls women fat.
You know what she sound like the Apple guy, like is his name Tim Cook, I think. She sounds like the female version of him. I don't know if it's an old thing or like wherever they're from.
And horse-faced lesbians. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm
What?
talking about Mayor Bloomberg. A billionaire who calls women fat broads and horse-faced lesbians. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about Mayor Bloomberg.
Our campaign today for the presidency ends.
Literally the biggest waste of money ever. He should probably take lessons from Donald Trump on how to spend a bill, because at least he had fun with it. Like buying a $30 million golden yacht. This thing has a pool surrounded by bulletproof glass, saunas, video games, a helicopter pad, and an entire hospital. He could take one of his 3 helicopters to that yacht, which are $7 mil each, because they're also covered in gold. When he was president, Trump bought a completely bulletproof, bomb-proof, decked-out limo for $1.5 mil and a $100 million private jet.
Well,
called the
duh,
Trump
like
Force
why wouldn't
One.
he? He would die or
It's
some shit.
3 times the size of a normal private jet and has a completely gold interior with everything
How
you
many
need.
times do you think somebody would in the world would try and assassinate a president if they knew the cars weren't bulletproof glass and weren't like you know what I mean, explosive proof?
He also owns 7 different mansions worth a combined
Like I
total
knew Donald Trump was rich, but I didn't realize he was like stupid fucking rich.
of 118 mil. Found in New York,
I mean, like I knew he was stupid rich, but I didn't know he was like fucking stupid rich. You
New
know what I mean?
Jersey, Florida, California, Europe, and the Caribbean.
God
To top that off,
damn.
he bought a $1.2 billion casino that has multiple restaurants, pools, and roller coasters. Now, Trump may be rich, but he ain't Larry Ellison rich, because not only did Larry buy a
Who?
$75 million private jet, he bought 2 military fighter jets. I didn't even know that was legal. One's an Italian fighter jet, and the other's a Soviet fighter jet. Bro's ready to defend himself against anyone.
Why, though?
And like most billionaires, he bought a yacht, but he dropped a bigger bag than most, $166 million. It's that expensive because it's inspired by old
It's just
Japanese
nice.
samurai.
So like, this shit's literally like a cruise ship, bro. It probably got like, this shit's like a mobile house, bro. Like, you could live on the water if you wanted to, bro.
Samurai warriors, decked out with ancient artifacts. The ship is named after one of the most famous samurai warriors in history, Musashi, who had an undefeated record out of 61 sword duels. One of his craziest purchases,
Damn.
though, was
Like
when he bought
Mayweather
the
and that
6th
bitch.
biggest Hawaiian island for $600 million, which is the same island that a bunch of A-list celebrities rent out, like Tom Cruise, Will Smith, and Bill Gates. Oh, and by the way, he spent $1 billion just on mansions, like in North Palm Beach, Porcupine Creek, and Woodside.
That's smart,
Larry
though.
might still be behind Bill
Right?
Gates
Like
when it comes to
investments.
craziest purchases, though. Because not only did
What
Gates
did
spend
Bill
$200
Gates-
million on a machine that turns poop into water,
But aren't these like smart? Ugh, fuck. Why is like? I was gonna say like, is that not a smart investment? But like, do I want to drink that shit, bro?
He also owns 5 different private jets, 1 seaplane, 2 Bombardier Challengers for $27 million each, and 2 Gulfstream G650s for $78 million each, which he uses to fly to all of his mansions around the world. Bill's most expensive mansion has an artificial stream with fish, a trampoline room, an indoor pool, and so much more. That one mansion cost him $130 million. But what's even more insane is that he also spent that same amount on a book. Yeah, this book written by Leonardo da Vinci is the most expensive book in history. It's also believed that Bill owns a $650 million yacht.
Is this real? This shit don't even look real, bro. This looks like a futuristic shit. But at the same time, I'm looking at it and I'm like, when I'm on a boat, don't you want to be like outside, like, you know what I mean? You want to be able to like jump off the deck into the water. Like, what is all this shit? All this indoor bullshit. Like, I want to be able to suntan over here. You know what I mean?
That is a whole ass waterfall out the back. Not to mention Bill holds a record for owning the most farmland in the US, spending over $1 billion on 270,000 acres, which is weird since he wants everyone to switch to meat made in the lab. Jim Walton, who's the son of the founder of Walmart, also bought a farm, except it's right outside of Los Angeles. It's the largest privately owned land in California, worth $700 million, but
he owns all that shit.
His purchases don't stop at land.
In California?
He's got a whole garage filled with rare vintage cars, like this $15 million Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe from 1964, which he ended up crashing on the racetrack. Just a slight setback. But just wait till you see Jack Ma's $1.5 billion
Are you fucking stupid?
Mansion though. Yeah. Jack Ma bought this rundown piece of shit for $1.5 billion.
What?
And just cleaned it up a bit. That's
He spent $1.5 billion on that just to clean it up? Am I hearing this?
Ma's $1.5 billion mansion though.
Bro, the fucking backside of this house better fucking continue back a whole mile or some shit that I'm not seeing. This shit look like a prison. I would rather go to prison.
Yeah. Jack Ma bought this rundown piece of shit for $1.5 billion and just cleaned it up a bit. That's gotta be the worst mansion I've ever seen, but he does seem pretty dumb.
And I'm not that fan of the Mars because I think it's easy to go to the Mars when you go on the top of the hills of the building. Just one step you go to Mars, but you will never be able to.
What the fuck am I hearing right now, bro?
Go on the top of the hills of the building. Just one step you go to Mars, but you will never be able to come back.
Yeah,
but that's my view.
That's not how it works, though.
When you go on the top, go to Mars.
This isn't the video. I just, you know, if you're here for the video, click off because I just want to see this shit, to be honest.
$5 million.
Oh my god. We might be fucking, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna make it in a part 2. I'm uploading 2 videos on this YouTube channel. What the fuck? Stay tuned.